All right, today is August 22nd, and what I've got here is a power hoist for the Jeep Hardtop, so I don't have to lift that thing when I want to take it off, because it's heavy, and I can't do that kind of thing with my back anyway. So, got this hoist. It's a power hoist, so there's a winch in here. There's the controller and pulley system. So I already got started on it, but I wanted to at least show what I'm doing at this point. So I had to find out exactly where I wanted to park the Jeep to pull the top off. So I had to mark with the plumb bob, which is essentially right there. See that little mark with my pencil. And these two studs are attached to the joists that run fore and aft, or I should say fore and aft in the garage, parallel to the outside wall. So those are 32 inches apart, and they're attached by these 3.5 inch drywall screws. So I got those in, got that first pulley on. The next pulley is going to be right there. It's supposed to be, they say you're supposed to offset it by 1/2 inch. So maybe a little bit to this side of that pulley, 1/2 inch. Because there's two cables that run up through there, and they just don't want them to bind or overlap or anything like that. So, all right, here we go. All right, here we are so far. We got the winch motor mounted, and the cables are coming out. They're going to go through the pulley system here. And they did recommend that when you put the pulleys on, they wanted you to, you can see the center line right here. They wanted you to offset the second one, where is it? Right there, about 1/2 inch. So as you can see, that one is on center, and that one is approximately 1/2 inch off center. The reason for that, they say, is so that the cables, since it's running two cables, they won't, it's a less of a chance that they would overlap or something. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there, but I'll trust their judgment on that. But so right now I gotta take Coleman to work, so see you in a bit. All right, this is August 23rd, 2022, back out here again. So as mentioned yesterday, I got that mounted. And this is a safety stop. I've got it just loosely put on there for now. What it is that once you get this thing put together, get it on the Jeep top, and you get it lifted up high enough, or wherever you want it, then you're supposed to adjust this thing to where it's just touching that bail right there, so that there's no way that you could go beyond that point. And that pushes in on that bail, which is attached to a safety switch. You can see it right there. And that turns the thing off. That way you can't, raise it so high that you're crushing the top and the roof and whatever. So what I'm doing now is I've got this first cable put on back in this position where they tell you to, and the next one's gonna go right there, and that's the one that's attached to that safety stop. So here we go. Okay, there it is installed. I've got the safety stop thing adjusted so that it'll hit that bail back there when it gets up to its highest point. I did realize that this cable was not supposed to go through that one there. It would have shifted everything forward. It's supposed to come down through that one, so I've got that okay. Not ready to lift it off quite yet, but you can see the hooks that go inside here, both sides, and then there's one in the back. A little tricky getting things centered up, but not too bad. I've got a good reference point. I got a line in the driveway right there that I line the front left tire up on, and it pretty much will get it where it needs to be. So I got to take the clamps off the top and then lift it up. My only concern here is I don't know if I get enough clearance over that over the bed of the truck, I'll be very lucky, because it looks like, I don't know, I've got about 10 inches there to lift up on. I mean, it's going to be close, but if it doesn't work, if it doesn't dangle over the beds safely, then I'll just be able to take the top off, and I'll have to make a dolly for it, you know, that'll run the length of that section there on both sides. I have to wheel this puppy out of the garage to put the garage queen in it. It's sitting over there right now, but anyway, I'm hoping it works. I'm hoping I can get it just enough clearance to dangle it over the truck. We'll see. All right, here we go. All right, there it is. So what I'm going to do right now is get a measurement. Carter, we can get a measurement to see how high. It looks like these could come back some, because it's tilting back a little bit and it's also leaning. So we need to set it down and maybe adjust these so they're back here a little bit more.
I really don't understand why they didn't put two out here instead of...
Well, you don't really need to. But because it's leaning, you can see that it's leaning to the right. We're going to need to put this hook over this direction a little bit. But let's set it down and try to readjust and see what it does, okay? Here we go. Okay, so what I did is I adjusted the back so that it was leaning this way, or leaning backwards. And so I wasn't getting enough clearance there in the back. And I had the truck under it. And one of the cable clamps, or I guess all three of them, weren't tight enough, and you could barely see that it was slipping, and so I had to get the truck out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to readjust my safety stop over there. I'm going to let this sit here for a couple hours and see if it slips at all. And if it doesn't, then I know we'll be good to park the truck under it. So I think it's going to work, actually. There's just enough clearance back here. There's like 54 inches. And I think this is 52 right to here. But something I realized too that I could do is, instead of pulling the bed exactly under it, it could be offset slightly. So it's pull the truck over here, and then the other side of the bed is here, so it's not an issue. So it looks like it's going to work. So I'm gonna stop here for the moment, grill some food, and eat and so forth. Have a couple brewskis, and then come back and look at it. All right. All right, well, there it is, folks. The Jeep Hardtop is hovering over top of the 66 Chevy C10. So it looks like a success. And man, looks like even if I had it, you know, directly over the bed rails, it would still work too, but it's like 1.5 inches to spare or something. But that'll work. That's what I needed right there. So that's gonna do what it needs to do. And the truck is fully inside, so that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that turned out. How about you, Carter? And it looks like it hasn't moved at all, because if it had, then I would be able to tell by that little safety stop there that's barely kissing the bail on that winch. And so it looks like everything's good, everything's secure. There's you know, notwithstanding a unforeseen kind of situation, those hooks are not going to come out from underneath that. I guess there'd have to be some kind of a tornado or something like that, and we got worse problems than this, but that works. And that was really easy to take off the Jeep. Obviously, it took me 5 minutes to take the clamps off of the sides here. There's 3 clamps on each side that I put in there. You can see them. And then the bolts that hold it to the front, on the front lip of or you know, the windshield there. So very, very easy. And so, yeah, that's all done. That project's done. And tomorrow I'll probably work on, maybe besides doing some garden work, I might start working on putting the the bikini top attachment there, so I can get that on there. And I'm gonna get into fall. It's gonna be some good weather to ride around with that top off. So, all right, get a picture of this up front and a picture of the top dangling over the truck right here. And that's gonna do it. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.